Well, today we're back in the Samurai. It's been a while since we've been here. I've been needing to do some work on it for a while now. Just been kind of neglecting it and leaving it alone. So I want to put the new temperature sending unit in it. That way the fans will turn on. For some reason they're not working. I can manually turn them on, but I can't. It won't automatically turn on. So I think I'm going to go ahead and replace that sending unit and drain the fuel tank. I want to get rid of that old gas that's in there and reprime the injectors. Oh, and change the fuel filter. Get rid of anything that might be bad inside the fuel filter, and give it a whirl, man. See if it helps it out, if it runs any better, and take it for a drive, I guess. You know, so I really miss driving it. I'm glad to be working on it again. It's been a while since I put a video out on the Samurai. So yeah, let's do that. So I leave the battery disconnected so that I can save the juice on it, otherwise it runs it down. Put the hood up. And yeah, we'll just stick it on. Whammo, Samurai comes to life. There we go, make sure it's tight. Good enough. Put the hood down, and we should be good to go. Go around the other driver's side. All right, let's see if we can do this. See if you'll stay up on the steering wheel. Push the clutch in, put the glow plugs. I usually hold it till the buzzer turns off. And we'll give it a whirl. One more time. Oh, I'm about to lose my battery. All right, now I've got the battery charger on there, charged for about 10 or 15 minutes already. Let's give it another shot. Hit the glow plugs. Ready, let's try it. Hey, there it goes. Pretty rough. Look at all the smoke. That's those rings. I'm pretty sure that's the rings. It starts. See if we can't make it better today. It's not happy. Let it warm up a little bit. Let's see if we can get it going here. Turbo. I don't know if you can hear it, but I love the sound of that turbo. Really miss driving this thing. You know, when I'm going out on the main road, I should put the seatbelt on. I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to drive it to the driveway, but I better put the seatbelt on. Yeah, it feels good to drive the Samurai. Man, I love this car. Woo! I love driving this thing. shaky, rattly, noisy, but I love it. I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got it in the driveway. I'm going to go ahead and put that temperature sending unit in, and then get a bucket. There's a bolt or a drain plug on the bottom of the gas tank, and thank you, Suzuki, that works out great. That when I converted it to diesel, that's how I drained out the gas. So now that I've got bad diesel in there, that's how I'm going to drain the bad diesel. Let's go ahead and get that temperature sending unit in there, and then we'll drain the diesel, and we'll change the fuel filter. We'll put some good clean diesel in there, and prime the system again, and let it rip. See what happens. All right. So here's the new sending unit. Pretty simple little thing. Yeah, this is part number I'm using. Anyway, it works for me, and it goes down inside there. It's kind of hard to see. See if I can shed any light on it. It goes down in there. So it's a 17mm socket or a wrench. See if I can get it out. It's going to be pretty difficult. There's not much room, but we'll try. All right, so there's the new sensor installed. Hopefully the fans will turn on when this thing gets warm. I've got the battery over there on the charger because it was low, and we'll get it charged up so it won't have any more trouble starting. And yeah, now I think it's time to go back to the gas tank, and let's see if we can't drain that fuel out. Also, since I got the battery out, this would be a lot easier to get the fuel filter out without all the interference right there. Just move the cables out of the way. I should be able to get to the fuel filter easily. All right, looking up under here at the gas tank, this is where the little drain hole is, and I believe it's a 17. I thought I could use a wrench, but I guess I'm gonna have to use a socket. I forgot about it having the shield here. We'll just put a bucket underneath it, let it drain, a 5-gallon bucket. So hopefully there's maybe a little over 4 gallons in the tank. So yeah, let's see what we can do to drain it. We may have to pick it up at the axle to get what's at the lower side over here, because this would be the lowest part. Since my driveway is at an angle, this would be the lowest part of the tank now. So we may have to jack it up a little bit, level it out so that the fuel drains out better. Okay, so I've got the new filter installed. What you can hear right now is the fans. The fan is working with that new temp sensor, so that's good news. I got the new fuel filter in. I filled it up with diesel to help it prime. I drained the tank, and this is what came out. It's about 5 gallons of gunk, and it looks like I have a leak in the bucket, so I'm gonna have to transfer it. I gotta figure out how to get rid of 5 gallons of diesel. I did go get 5 gallons of new diesel, and I've already put it in the tank. It's been running for a little bit to get it hot enough to see if that temperature sensor would turn the fans on, and it did. The fans ran perfectly. So yeah, just about time to take it for a drive. I do remember, however, I have a leak in the valve cover gasket on on this side next to the turbo. There's a leak somewhere in here, so that'll be the next thing I tackle. But at least it's running, started. It seemed to smooth out a little bit with the good diesel in it. Like I said, that's pretty nasty looking. So get back in it, start it up, and let it run for a little bit. See how good it starts up now. Let's see. Oh, it starts right up. Look at that. It likes that new diesel. It was good to get that out of it. With the fresh filter, yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm sure there's still a little bit in the lines of the old diesel, but it's going to clear its way out. I another filter in case I do need to change it again. But I mean, hey, it's running good. Tachometer is working. Oil pressure is working. Volts is working. You can barely see the boost gauge go when it gets up on boost. And it seems like the idle's a little bit low, so I need to turn the idle up, or at least the fuel level up, one or the other. Maybe I'll try turning the fuel up, because it liked a little more fuel last time I started it, so maybe I'll turn the fuel up and make it that much easier to start. It's gonna make it smoke more, you know, gonna be rolling coal more, but hey, at least it'll start and run. And the fans came on to cool it off. That's great. That's great news. I'll try taking it for another drive. I just want to let it cool down enough to check that valve cover so I'm not spewing oil all over everywhere. That'll be the next thing. If I have to replace the valve cover, I'll replace it. They're not expensive. I meant to put a good one in this time, but maybe it didn't quite fit the engine or something. I don't know. It was a rubber gasket, vice the cork one I usually use, and maybe the rubber just didn't conform to the shape of what it needed just to conform to. So anyway, we're good. There's the fuel filter part number. I picked these up, I forget where, man, earlier this year for like $8. Normally they're close to 20, I believe. But yeah, it's running. Even the smoke is going away and it's turning black where it should be. You know, it looks good. I'm just gonna turn the fuel up a little bit, like I said, and the idle, so it idles above, more about right there, about 1100, 1000, something like that, where it likes to be. That also smooths out the pulses, so it's not so hard on the input shaft of the transmission with these diesels. All right.